Here is our next seasonal menu, Rosy Sips. The drinks are going to be the exact same at both cafes and Sprouts. All of these drinks are brand new this year. And food will be different. So the cafes will feature the berry ricotta toast. And then you can see at the Sprouts menu, the food, we will be adding and featuring the melt. So first up is going to be New Bloom. The prep for this one is going to be a rose-infused whipped espresso. So you're going to start by tearing out your canister. We're going to add simple syrup. Then we're going to add ready-to-go espresso. Make sure you always shake it up really well before you use it. And once it's open, make sure to refrigerate. And last, we are going to add some pumps of rose water. And then we will add the lid, mix it up, give it a charge, and label and date it. Then for the drink, we can do it either small or large, but it is only available iced. First, you're going to start with strawberry puree on the bottom. Now, you have to do the strawberry puree before the ice. Now, there's a few options depending on your store setup. It's either going to be 1 pump if you have the 1 ounce pump. It's going to be 1 ounce, which you can just measure in a measuring cup. Or you can tear out your cup and weigh it, which would be 27 grams. So once you have your strawberry puree in the bottom of the cup, then you will add your ice 3/4 filled. Next would be oat milk. And last, you're going to fill it all the way to the top with the New Bloom mix, that rose whipped espresso mixture. And with these drinks, you just want to make sure to let the customer know to give it kind of a good swirl before they enjoy. Up next is the Secret Garden. So to start with the prep, tear out your canister and add oat milk, BioLife, simple syrup, and some pumps of rose water. Give it a good shake, label and date it, and that is your rose foam. Now the rose foam can be added to any other drink upon request. Now for the drink, it is just an iced matcha with the rose foam and some rose petals. So it is available either size, small or large. And you're literally just going to make that matcha, but you're going to do your fill to 1 ounce less on the milk so that we have a little bit of space to add the rose foam and a few rose petals on top. Next is the Thorns and Roses latte. Now this one is going to be available either hot or iced, any size. So you can kind of get it whatever way you want. First, you're going to add rose water to the cup, followed by vanilla syrup. Then we are going to add our fresh shots of espresso. And on top of the espresso, we are going to do our grinds of pepper. Then you're going to go ahead and steam your milk, pour a beautiful design, and that is the hot Thorns and Roses. The iced is pretty much the exact same thing. You're going to have your shots of espresso, and you're going to do your grinds of pepper on top of that. Then your rose water and vanilla syrup. Now the standard milk on this one is going to be whole milk so that the flavor of the rose and pepper comes through. Obviously, they can sub for whatever they want, but a difference on this one is it will not be Breve. Whole milk will be the standard. And you're just going to do your normal iced latte fill to, and that will be the iced Thorns and Roses. All right, now at Sprouts, we are going to be featuring the melt, and we're just going to use cherry tomatoes. So first, you're going to get 2 cherry tomatoes, and you're going to cut them in half the long way so that you have more oval tomato halves. And then we're going to open up an English muffin, and to the top of it, we are going to do 1 brown scoop of pesto. Make sure your pesto is all mixed in. And you can see right here, the pesto spreads easily, so just use the back of the scoop to spread it. And then on the bottom, we're going to add 1 egg patty, 1 piece of provolone cheese. And then on top of that pesto, we are going to add the cherry tomatoes, and we want to make sure that they are facing up so they get nice and kind of cooked and delicious when we warm it up. So go ahead and put that in the Mary Chef. It will be the same setting as the go-to. And then once it's done, we're just going to wrap it up similarly to the go-to, serve it in a bag, and let the customer know to enjoy.